I grew up in Maine in the 70s and 80s. I grew up on Munjoy Hill for the most part, but also lived on Peaks Island and on the west end of Portland for a little while, but most of my growing up was on Munjoy Hill, and it was before it was a nice place. Lots has changed over the years. My childhood was really happy in Maine, though. I loved being in Portland. I loved going to shops and restaurants. My mother was an artist, is an artist in Maine. So I went to a lot of art openings in downtown Portland when I was growing up, and lots of galleries where my mom would show her work. So I was exposed to Portland's amazing arts community. But I also had the opportunity to do a lot of camping and hiking and canoed the Allagash when I was 11 years old. Saw my first moose there, and paddled along the bottom of Katahdin, which was really memorable. But years went on, and I went to high school, and as most teenagers do, most of them want to get away from where they grow up. And I had very strong feelings about that and applied to schools as far away as I could possibly get. I applied to schools in Hawaii and California and even mainland China, and ended up in California for 8 years. And I remember when I first went out to California soon after turning 18, I was driving across the Golden Gate Bridge, and I remember saying out loud to the person beside me, "I'm never going back." Fast forward a few years, and some trips home for holidays, and each time I would come back to Maine, I felt drawn to it more and more again. I was very homesick for Maine when I lived in other places. I missed the rocky coastline. There's just something very different about this place. I missed the seasons. Where I was living in the Bay Area, I had, brown season and green season and really not much in between. It was raining or it was sunny. But I missed looking forward to the changing of the seasons and having such a dramatic display of nature all around me. And ultimately, after college, I came back and decided this is where I wanted to raise my family, and have had an amazing 30-year career in international business. I've traveled all over the world. I've seen some of the most beautiful places on the planet. But I have to say that every time I come home to Maine, I want to kiss the ground. There's just something so special about this place. I live in Harpswell on Orr's Island. I have a little cove behind my house. I can hike whenever I want to and take walks in the woods with my dog and go to the beach with my coffee. And Maine just has everything. We have the mountains, we have the ocean, we have farm communities, and we have incredible people throughout the state. People who've been here for generations and newcomers as well. It keeps the place really vibrant. So I love the state so much, and really, I live in Maine because it's my peace on earth.